It's that time of the year again. It's time to plant our family's fall garden. Everybody does their gardens a different way, but I'm going to show you guys how we decided to do ours this year. And this is basically just because it fits our lifestyle. We decided to do two 30-foot rows in the ground this year. And the most important thing to me was that the upkeep and maintenance was going to be as low maintenance as possible. In the spring, the weeds overtook our garden within days of not maintaining it. And I really wanted to prevent that for our fall garden this year. So this is me and my dad getting to work and getting it done. My dad grew up farming, so it's so cool to have this quality time with him, learning the proper techniques and tools on how to do this by hand. Yes, it's a lot of work, but in the end, it was so worth it. So to prep this soil, my dad ran his tractor with his disc over and over through it to get it all fine and broken up and get all of the grass out of it. Then my dad ran the strings down to make sure that the rows were going to be centered and straight. He then took a tool and went down the center to start separating the rows in two. And then this is us going through after we kind of started to build up the rows, and we took the hoe and we're essentially breaking down all the clumps of dirt, trying to get the soil loose and broken up and ready to plant in. As you can see, my dad was doing a much better job at this part, but I gave it my all, and this was not easy. Now it's time for us to amend the broken up soil that we've prepared. A lot of people might not do this part, but Happy Frog is something that I truly believe in, and it's an addition to my garden, raised bed or in the ground rows. It doesn't matter. I'm using it. It's completely organic. It really helps amend the soil and add so many nutrients that it needs. And I've had the best luck using this stuff year after year, so it's a must for us. We decided to go over our rows this year with weed barrier and to go through and cut out each individual hole per plant. So this is me going down each row and stapling it into the ground and making it even and covering the row all the way down. The weeds will not take my fall garden this year, and this is going to help prevent that. Once it was all even and centered and I had the whole first row laid, I started to go through and cut out little X's where each plant was going to be planted. And this is my dad on the other side pouring out the Happy Frog all down that second row. We also went back with the fertilizer at this step, and he mixed it all into the soil. These are our beautiful fall veggie starts, and I am so excited to get these in the ground. We're doing a good number of things this year. Today I planted collard greens, mustard greens, cabbage, lettuce, broccoli, and marigolds mixed throughout just to help prevent pests, and it's pretty. I will be adding later Brussels sprouts, kale, Swiss chard, and a couple of other varieties if I can fit them all. And here you have it. The first row is done, and I'm about to start on the second row, and it was getting hot at this point, so I was glad to almost be done with this project. After the second row was complete, I ended up going around and cutting out the holes so that way you could water each plant individually much better, and that way it wasn't too hot because that black paper does absorb a lot of heat. And this is the morning after all of the plants got to acclimate and get used to their new home. We could not be happier with how our fall garden turned out this year, and I'm so glad I got to do it with my dad. Happy planting!